Hi, my name's Peter from True North Marine. I spent my career in the maritime industry. The last 20 I was a trainer and assessor. I'm retired now, so I spend my time as a rescue boat captain and I make short training videos. I'm also an invigilator with the Office of Maritime Communication, so I conduct exams for people who need their marine radio license, and I do tutoring as well. So if you need any assistance in any of those areas, send me an email, truenorthmarine.com@gmail.com, or go to the website truenorthmarine.com.au, and hopefully you'll enjoy this video today. So in this video we're going to go through the steps of a hypothetical passage from one position to another. We're going to find the true course to steer from position A to position B, and then we're going to convert that true course to a compass course, taking into account variation and deviation so we can steer to position B. So in any kind of passage planning, this is a very repetitious process. So once you understand how to do it, then you can repeat this over and over again. So let's take it that we've just been anchored between North and South Repulse Islands. And we're going to travel to a position just west of the Kaiser Island. Now here are the two positions shown on the chart. So the first thing we're going to do is draw a line on the chart connecting the two positions. This is our course line. Here's an expanded view again of the course line. So the next thing we need to do is to find the direction of this course line. So place the top of your parallel rules on the course line. So move the parallel rules gently down until the bottom of the rulers touches the dot in the middle of the compass rose. Now this is where errors are usually made. So make sure you understand the direction that you are travelling and read off the correct side of the compass rose. So we're travelling from left to right. So now we can see that our true course of steer is 068 degrees. I think you would have to agree that was a pretty straightforward process. The next step is to find variation, and this is quite simple as well. Variation is right there on the chart. It's on the compass rose. On this chart, it's 8 degrees east. So if we zoom in, we can see the variation is 8 degrees 10 minutes in 2021. Ordinarily, we would not worry about the minutes. If we look at the 1W in brackets, that is actually telling us that the variation is decreasing by 1 minute a year. So we will round that to just 8 degrees east. Now we can plot this on our chart. Make sure you put the true course, 068 true, next to the course line. Also include the correct chart symbol for a course to steer, which is a single arrow, and make sure you orientate yourself as to the direction you are going. So now we have found two parts of the problem. We know the true course, 068, and we know the variation, 8 degrees east. Both are easy to find. Now the next step is to convert the true course to a compass course so that we can steer our vessel in the correct direction to reach our destination. On the screen is a memory aid. From this point on, you must remember this word, cadet. Compass to true, add east. This is the part that's going to save you so much time in converting from compass to true or true to compass. By looking at the letters of the word C-A-D-E-T, cadet, it is telling us that when converted from compass to true, if the error is east, then we add. Remember, error is only either east or west, so the reverse would apply. If the error was west, we would subtract it. It's as easy as that. Take a look at the screen and make sure you clearly understand what this image is telling you. We are at a very important stage at the moment. Now, in the exercise that we are doing at the moment, we are converting from true to compass. Remember, 068 is a true course, and we need to know the compass course to steer. By using the cadet formula, we need to work out in the opposite as shown on the screen. In other words, if the error is east, we subtract. If west, we add. The image on the screen is the key to this process. I would recommend that you screenshot it and save it to your memory. Now in the next couple of slides, we're going to apply variation and deviation to solve the problem and find our course to steer. So here is another memory aid on the screen. Cadbury's Dairy Milk, very tasty. This is how we apply the add and subtraction process. Remember, everything on a chart is true. So if we took a compass bearing of an object, a lighthouse for example, we would need to convert that to a true bearing and then plot that on our chart. To do this, we would use the left side of the screen, but we're not doing that. We are taking a true course and we are converting it to a compass course. So we are using the right side of the chart. As I said before, we know that our true course is 068, so we write that next to the letter T. We know variation is 8 degrees east from the compass rose, and Cadet tells us that when going from true to compass, it will subtract easterly error. So now we have found the third part of the problem, and that is our magnetic course. What we need to do now is to apply deviation. So every compass should have a deviation card that has been provided by a compass adjuster. On our deviation card, we are now going to read from the magnetic side. In this exercise, we're going to apply 11 degrees west deviation. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, Cadet tells us that when going from true to compass, we subtract east and add west error. So with 11 degrees westerly deviation, we're going to add it. Now that we've completed the conversion process, on our chart we need to steer 068 degrees, but when steering on our boat 071 due to the variation and deviation that's affecting our compass. So there you have it. We took that true course from the chart, 068 degrees. We applied the variation which we found off the compass rose on the chart. That gave us a magnetic heading. We went to our deviation card. We looked on the deviation card from the magnetic side. We found the deviation that was affecting our compass on that heading. We applied that and we ended up with a compass course to steer. That's the actual process. And it's really as simple as that. But you need to follow the steps and use those memory aids. You know, the word cadet is so important, and I'll be honest with you, I write that down on my chart every single time. And Cadbury's Dairy Milk, very tasty. That tells me how to work out the formula, the add and subtract formula. I hope that you find the video helpful. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Even watch it a couple of times. I think this is one of those videos where you do really need to look at it a few times to make sure the process is working for you. But thanks for your time. See you in the next video.